Hello, new new random video. Just talking a little bit because when I was working, I was actually reflecting a little bit about being locked in. Recently, I feel like I'm pretty locked in. I've been working on a lot of personal projects, vibe coding stuff. I have my own job. I have a normal contract, a normal corporate job, not a corporate job. I'm a software developer, and I've been going to class because I've been studying Chinese, and I've been trying to do some sports, to have a social life, and looking for new businesses to get into, working on these new apps, mostly vibe coding with AI Studio and anti-gravity, but that's pretty good. And this led me to some kind of reflection because if I think about it in my life, I've pretty often alternated periods where I was more locked in, focused, working on a particular objective, and others where instead I was completely rotting. I didn't have any particular objective. I was just waiting for the motion of life to take me to the next point. And that's pretty interesting because I also feel like today we live in the age of where both extremes are even more extreme. Today it's so easy to just rot on the phone. How easy is it to scroll on something without any actual reason? Maybe something can be interesting, can be funny, can make you cry, can make you laugh. You can send something to your friends, but at the end of the dopamine session, we all realize, yeah, was it that fun? It depends. Sometimes it can be, some others it's not really. I think it depends more on when are you actually doing it. If you've already finished all of your responsibilities, to scroll on the phone and to just waste time, it's not that bad, and can be also kind of rewarding and satisfying. But on the other side, it can also steal valuable time from what you actually want to do. On the other side, today it's so easy to procrastinate and waste time, but also easier than ever to just lock in. You can just pop a zine, take your headphones, put on some white noise, get your laptop, go to the library and do your own thing. You can read something, you can work on something on YouTube. We have so much content, incredibly useful content that we can copy and follow what they're doing and learn from it. And we have so many platforms, and instead of scrolling on random social medias, there's also better things to scroll about. Something I was passionate about was scrolling on Wikipedia, on the random articles on Wikipedia. So actually I've been working on a front end for Wikipedia, and that was kind of interesting. I don't know why, but in the last week I've been all about it. I've been all about just grinding and doing more. I'm always looking for something new to do and to create. It doesn't have forcibly to be about business and money, It's just about doing something, and then that makes you feel good. And I think this is actually the main point. What actually makes you feel good is pretty interesting and pretty complicated to define because it's not something stable in your whole life. We could get pretty deep into this topic. I would define myself as a hedonist. I do think that the only real objective in life is pleasure. That's the thing that simply made us do everything in our own lives, but also as a society. Whatever we did, it was just toward pleasure. And pleasure is very interesting because at the end of the story, it's just a chemical reaction in our brain. It's just dopamine and serotonin being released and having low levels of cortisol and stuff like this. So it can very easily be replaced. Drug addicts, there's so many, and they are just maximizing pleasure. And if we actually follow the hedonistic way of life, where your objective is just pleasure, being a drug addict, it's kind of accepted because you're just maximizing pleasure. And I think it becomes mostly a trade on how much pleasure you want to feel and for how long you want to do it. It's true that injecting something in your veins can give you very, very high levels of pressure, but it's gonna be pretty short, and probably in a couple of years you're gonna be dead, and you're gonna desensitize yourself completely. So that's probably why I don't indulge in this kind of stuff. But on the other side, you can have a more normal life where you just like to watch TV show in the evening and have a normal job even if you don't like it, but that little part of suffering at the workplace will let you be able to experience more pleasure because you can spend the money you got from it, and you can also be somewhat a useful part of society for yourself and for the people near you, and the big brother on top will be happy and will not send you to prison if also this month you paid your taxes. So it's just pleasure. It's just pleasure, and how do we get it is pretty interesting. How do we feel it, and when do we feel it? It varies in time. I remember this summer I was just chilling, doing my own thing. I wasn't productive at all and I felt good. If I try to replicate the same thing now, it doesn't feel as much satisfying. Maybe because other things changed, maybe because I feel more career focused now, but who knows how I'm gonna feel in months from now, in just weeks, or even months. And I don't know what exactly is the point of this topic. Maybe I just wanted to flex a little bit. Here I have Android Studio, here I have anti-gravity, here I have some stuff open. I've also been working on my little portfolio online. I have my own website. Here I've just dosed myself with my name and my email, different contacts and stuff. Here I've upcoded another website, which is just something that Claude can simply one-shot and stuff like this, but that's still pretty interesting, I would say. And I just wanted a little bit to have the opportunity to look a little bit at this because I found it interesting. In this exact moment I could just rot in the bed, but I decided to work on my apps and study a little, and after this I will have to start to work. Why I'm doing this though? I don't know, I already have a job, but it's pretty nice.